Hello and welcome to the Marine Channel. Now, I think we've got a real treat for you. Well, I think we've got a real treat for you. It's a boat that I think ticks every single box. It's the sweet spot in the range for me, and it's the boat that arguably would be the one that I would take home from the show. That boat is a Sunseeker Manhattan 55. We're going to do a full tour on this one, but I just want you to kind of appreciate what's so right about this boat. And it really does start with the kind of outside. In terms of the way this boat looks, I think it looks absolutely fantastic. It kind of combines having huge presence with having really attractive lines. It's not a boat that sort of looks like this because it has to. It looks the way it wants to, and it squeezes in everything that it needs to. Let me just give you a little idea on spec here. So it's called the 55. It's actually 56.5 feet long, 17.21 meters, quite beamy, 16 feet. We'll feel the benefit of that on the inside. This particular boat has got Volvo D13s, 800 horsepower. We'll give you a quick view on the engine bay a little bit later, engine room a little bit later on. But in terms of performance, this boat will do up to 32 knots. So it's quite a quick beast. It's not a 50 knot boat, but it's certainly not a 20 knot boat. So in that regard, I think if you like a little bit of performance and you want to push on, this boat really does kind of tick the box. And sorry if I'm lingering on the outside. I really do like the way that it looks. Okay, so let's get on board. So first of all, we've got a high-low platform on this one. And it's a big old platform. You can put your tender on here, you can put your jet ski, all those bits and pieces. And then you've got a choice of doors. One of them will take you to the crew cabin. Which one do you think it is? Should we try this one first? Well, you'd be wrong. Oh, hang on. I've got to press the button to release. There we go. Just a bit of storage. Which means those of you who said it's the other side, it's the port side, would have been right. Over here is press the button. Whoop, press the button and lift the handle. And this is our access to our crew cabin. Right, I'm going to see if I can do this in one go. I'm going to take a chance, guys. Why? Because actually the staircase down is pretty darn good. So here we are in our crew cabin. Decent size single bed, very good headroom. Even got a little porthole here for fresh air. Sorry, the camera is strobing. I can see it's struggling with the LED lights down here. Spin round here. Really clever layout, having the sink there with a little view out from that glazed area across the bathing platform. And then you've got your shower area. This is also your laundry room, by the way. And a little bit of storage up there. Now, I know a lot of boats at this size will be owner operated, but I think that this crew cabin could certainly be used for guests. It's nicely appointed, it's private. It does tick the box. So I'll keep using that phrase, tick the box, because I think you've got decent accommodation there for crew should you need it. And you've also got the flexibility that you could put some guests in there if you wanted to. We'll shut that one back down. And then we'll go up on the port side. Nice big wide access steps into our saloon. And you can see here that we've got this galley aft design. That's taken full advantage of. You've got this countertop that folds down over, and you've got a couple of bar stools there. When that's out the way, it's in here that screen, that divider is stored. I'm going to just operate that because it's also one of the quickest dividers I've seen on a boat this size. So when that's up, effectively you've sealed the two areas off, and you've got your door here which obviously would close. We'll drop that back down, get the air flowing, and we'll pan round to our sort of U-shaped seating area. And again, I think this strikes a really good balance because you've got seating there for probably 4 or 5 people. You've got a really nice size folding teak table. And if you want to add a little bit more seating space, well, you've got adequate space here to put a couple of directors' chairs. So again, it kind of does what most people would need it to do, and it does it really beautifully. Access to the engines down here. Let's just told you what it is, but I'll also show you the space. So again, really nice access, decent ladder down, and when you get down into that space, nothing feels terribly compromised. Plenty of space around. Now we're on a boat show, so there's going to be boxes and cushions and stuff you wouldn't ordinarily store down there, but you can see in terms of getting between the engines, doing your daily checks, changing filters, all that kind of stuff, really easy. And you've still got space aft for all the stuff that you end up finding yourself carrying on a boat. Shaft drive on these, but you've still got the joystick control to make it super easy to maneuver the boat. Okay, let's come back up out of there. Get that hatch down. Oh, I always forget this. There's a little catch on there. There we go. Drop that one back down. Shut that one back up so nobody else trips over. And let's just go, let's go forward a minute. Let's do kind of the outside of the boat first. We'll go up onto the Flybridge in a moment. We'll make our way along the side. Worth pointing out as well that there is a electrically operated window here that drops down from the helm. And then we're out onto the foredeck. And you know, again, you see lots of different boats, lots of different designs at the front. I think this does it brilliantly because what you've got is this big sort of sun pad area which you can recline on, but it also becomes part of the seating area if you're out here having a drink, dining, or even sort of underway in decent conditions. Very sociable. Nice low level lighting around here. That table is high-low, so I would imagine, in fact I'm sure, because there's a sort of ridge running along the inside there, that'll drop down, you get some infill cushions, you can make that into an even bigger sun pad area. Really high rails along here as well. This is over waist height, so it does feel very safe indeed to move around. So you've got a very practical cockpit area aft. You can dine, you can seat with 6 or 8 people, and you've also got this foredeck arrangement with, again, seating for similar numbers, all on a 55-foot boat. Okay, so Flybridge steps on the starboard side. Again, nice and wide, nice and safe. And up onto our Flybridge. So, looking forward, I think this is a really clever design. So you've got your twin helms there. We'll talk about all our switchgear and whatever when we get down to the main helm, but you can see there a couple of big Simrad multi-function displays. Got your switchgear on the steering wheel there, your joystick controls, throttles, everything you need. But this is the thing that really impresses me. 55-foot boat, you've got seating up here for a good half dozen. You've got this sort of sun pad area here at the front with a backrest. And I notice as well this sort of spray guard, again, quite a good height. So when you're underway, when you're pushing on, this boat, remember, will do over 30 knots, you're pretty well protected because the helm is a little way set back. And then pan around, you've got this wonderful sociable area here. Again, big teak deck, lovely leg on the table there. This will of course fold. And just ahead of that, you've got this wet bar area. So this one's been configured. You've got a hot plate there. There's a Sink down there as well. And then underneath here, we've got an ice maker on this side, and we've got a fridge on that side. So again, you've got kind of two sociable areas up here. Somewhere to just sort of sit and lounge, read a book, dwell on the finer things of life. And then this area back here where, well, it's made to measure really for dining. And you've also got a fair degree of privacy, because you can see here the radar arch. Actually, when you're sat here facing forward, anybody down on the marina on the pontoon isn't really going to see an awful lot of you. And the same thing goes for this side here. Can't see the pontoon. You'd have to get right over there to be able to see you. So it's a very private area. For most people, wow, perfect. For me, absolutely perfect. Okay, let's make our way carefully down the stairs. Apologies if I'm going rather slowly or gingerly on stairs. I've got a slightly dodgy knee, so I'm taking care of it. Okay, so let's step into our saloon area. So galley aft on our port side here. Really good work surfaces here. We've got our sink obviously here, our drainer down there as well. All Miele appliances, 4-burner hob oven, and then our bin and our various bits of appliances. So our dishwasher, lots of eye-line storage up here, but again, it doesn't make you feel closed in, because actually this is the view that you'd have if you were in the galley preparing food, or back out over the side there. Refrigeration. So how much have we got? We've got loads. We've got one there, we've got one down here. More than enough, isn't it? Well, how about another one here? And just for good measure, another one there. So effectively, this entire area is dedicated to refrigeration. Now, I'm sure you could configure it slightly differently if you wanted, but that's an enormous amount of refrigeration area. A couple of little tiny steps up, nice and shallow, into our main saloon. Sense of serenity up here. Big U-shaped seating. I like this as well, this sort of opposite area here. So it depends which way you're moored, which way the sun's coming in or going down. But your view across is absolutely lovely. Classic Sunseeker, all this little detailing. Do they need to do it? No. Do they? Yes. Does it elevate the interior? Absolutely. And then if you do find yourself inclined and you must watch TV, you've got a retractable TV unit underneath there, which is all controlled by our remote, our button there. Again, you can see how big this glazing is. Absolutely gorgeous. Forward to our helm. So we've got the bolster in the up position at the moment, so if your helming stood up, you'd lean against that. View out over the bow. A little bit obscured this morning by the early morning dew. And then if you are perhaps on autopilot, put that down, sit yourself down there, and this is the view that you can enjoy. A couple of big Simrad screens here, of course, that will pretty much connect absolutely everything. There you go, you can see one of the displays there. Classic Sunseeker steering wheel with additional controls there on the sort of boss area. Bow and stern thruster on this one. Throttles down here, joystick control. As I said, this opening window here to be able to communicate with crew or people on the bow. And just a lovely environment to be in. And again, you can see, because of this glazing, this sort of atrium area here, we can get loads of light when we move down below. One thing I did notice, which I think is really nice, saw these handles here. Now, quite often when you open these things up, they're really sort of shallow. They're like old chart tables or storage, which need to be shallow and big. On this, we've actually got an absolutely enormous storage space. I mean, that is big enough for sort of day bags. You could put a carry-on suitcase in there if you're making your way to the airport. Not that I could see a scenario necessarily where you want that, but my point is that is usable storage space. Okay, so we like this. we could see ourselves living in here for an extended period of time, which is why I say for me this is just such a sweet spot. It's ticking every single box. Let's make our way down below. So we've got this nice little lobby area. Straight ahead is our VIP. Good size, lots of glazing. This boat's got this sort of darker wood finish, gives it a very kind of high-end feel. There are various colour palettes you can go with, but I'm not feeling oppressed. It doesn't feel dark down here, it just feels very restful. Big flat screen TV, and all the way along the side here, every single sort of panel that you can see up here, if I can find the handles, here you go, is storage. Oh, and more storage. So not only does it look nice, it's got a really practical element to it. Over here, we've got a nice hanging locker there. Again, apologies for strobing from time to time. It's just a feature of LED lights and cameras. They don't like each other. But they do settle down eventually. And then through this door, we have access to our ensuite. So we've got a large shower, rainfall shower head on it, also a hand-held big porcelain sink, nice toilet, nice flooring. Yeah, just a nice space. And you can see that there's another door out, so this actually acts as our day heads as well. So that's straight back into the lobby, if that makes sense. Shut that door. Obviously you can lock that so you can restrict access, so at night that's what you do and this will become your private space. Okay, now let's have a little look at our twin. So that's on our starboard side there. Keep the camera still, it should stop strobing. Yes, it has, there you go. And we've got a couple of twin beds. Really good headroom in here. We've got some storage space above the beds there, you can see. And we've got a big hanging locker here. And we've also got a nice little TV there facing both the beds. Very nice. That's our two cabins. Let's make our way down to our third cabin. So there's a door here. So effectively this becomes our master suite. So I'll just pull that one too and you kind of get an idea. There you go. Yeah, so down the stairs, and this is our master suite. I guess most of the time that door would remain open, but at night you've got that privacy. So our head is immediately on our starboard side. Sorry, port side, but to my right. Big porcelain sink. Again, you've got some natural light and airflow. And then we step down into our master. I'll try to keep the camera fairly still so that's it, the LEDs don't strobe. So big, I'd say probably king size, slightly wider than the double I would think. And then on our port side we've got loads of storage, loads of sort of surfaces that we can put things on, and then pan around slowly. We've got this really nice sort of dining area, breakfast area. So again, Sunseeker are always up for personalisation. So I know on other boats that can be a sofa or a chaise, but I do like this particular layout. And then a massive, everything you see there reflecting is a television with a soundbar, and then we've got some more storage underneath. So again, I think, you know, when I started off by saying this is a boat that kind of ticks all the boxes, I think, you know, in terms of a master, you couldn't complain. You know, you could get on a 60-foot boat or, you know, a 64-foot boat and it would be, yeah, marginally bigger maybe, but this does everything you need it to. And beautifully, really, really beautifully. So good master, nice ensuite, lovely VIP, a nice twin berth, good crew cabin / stroke fourth cabin. And as we recall back up into our saloon and galley, a really lovely sociable area. And that's where, without exploring our Flybridge or our bow area. So could this be my favourite boat? Would it be the one I'd take home from the show? Well, at this price point, yes, probably. We'll put some more details in the description below. Links to Sunseeker and specs and bits and pieces. I hope you've enjoyed the tour. Thanks very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, we'd love you to. Please do that. If you have subscribed, make sure you hit the alerts. It's the alert button that will let you know every time we release a video. And then you can keep up to date with all the good stuff that we're filming. So thanks very much for joining us here at the Marine Channel. Hope you enjoyed the tour. And until next time, take care and see you on the water. Bye-bye.